everyone. My name is Natasha, as Ava said. I'm sure you've seen me running around like a mad woman over the past few weeks, climbing on desks and, rigging, using gaffer tape to rig things to ladders and whatnot. As she said, I'm with the team at Digital Storytellers. We use the power of film and storytelling to create impact, so to get people to actually take action, to pledge to a campaign, to volunteer for something. So today you've heard a lot about how to actually find your story. Now I'm going to give you some tools and tips of how to actually tell your story through video. Because I don't have to tell you guys, I've seen in the Facebook group, you guys know the power of video. Apart from
the next big thing.
Apparently, yeah, I'll tell you, you heard it here first, but not really. So yeah, video, apart from perhaps, talking to someone in person, video is the next most powerful medium for storytelling. It allows you to show not only visuals, you have audio, you can have a face on screen, and that's pretty awesome. So, as I understand, you guys are going to be uploading your pitches this week to get some evaluation and some feedback. So some of the tools that you'll learn through this will be useful to that. But beyond that, going out into the real world, video is awesome for a whole bunch of other things. As Ava said, I used to work at the crowdfunding platform Start Seems Good, still do a lot of work with them now. What we saw was that crowdfunding campaigns with videos raise twice as much as those without. So at Start Seems Good, you have to have a video, but it just shows the power of video. It shows a sense of authority. It shows, that you're legit. So that's why video is important. So let's get into some tools and tips for video. So how to make a great pitching video. Number one, start off with your story. We've gone through a lot of that today. I'm not going to dwell on that too long. Find a powerful story. The next part, plan. A lot of people think that going out and creating a video is just getting the camera out and shooting. Sure, that sometimes works, but if you want to create something really awesome, actually plan the shots that you need to find. Actually plan what you want to hear someone saying on camera. Make sure you've got it before you go back to the editing table and realize that you don't have it and you have to go out and do another shoot again. Really plan what you need to find and the shots you need to get to punctuate your story and bring it to life. And then you get to the fun, well, what I think is the fun part, going out and actually shooting your story. So getting behind the camera, going out and talking to people, setting some things up, getting some awesome scenic shots. And then to editing, a part that I also find very fun, but also very absorbing. So getting the footage onto your computer and, or even on your phone or your iPad or whatever tablet you have. I'm not an Apple advertisement, apart of, my devices would say otherwise, but you can do all this on all sorts of devices. So then going into the edit room. So, as I said, start off with a great story. Think about your audience. As Claudia said, your audience isn't going to remember everything that you tell them in a pitch. Think about what they are going to walk away with. Think about the story that they want to hear that's going to engage them. Like Claudia was saying, people, when they start writing a script or planning a story, they want to say everything. The reality is that you can't say everything and your audience will not remember everything. They will remember, however, how you made them feel in your story. They won't remember what you said in great detail, but they will remember the vibe that they got it from you, the energy. They'll remember whether they liked you or not. So think about that. Okay, so now we get to the fun part. I'm not going to dwell on the story, like I said. Everyone's going to cover that. So the part where you actually get shooting. Okay, to start off with your pitch videos, don't be afraid to get your face on camera. Like we were saying before, people don't give money to products per se, people give money to people. So showing your face on screen, someone in your team, is going to be very powerful. Okay, to start off with, you can all pull your phones out at this point if you want to have a go. I'll give you some exercise to go with in the break, but we'll get through this very quickly. To start off with, rule number one, please, 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 do not shoot vertically. I don't think I have to tell you guys this too much because you guys are all pretty savvy with your smartphones, but do not shoot vertically. We live in a widescreen world. Your laptops, TV screens, your Twitter feed, your Instagram feed. We live in a widescreen world. So please shoot widescreen, like this way, not this way. Okay, second thing, frame up your shot nicely. for your piece to camera for interviews, you want to be going for something that's head and shoulders, giving your subject a little bit of room around them. Use your background to actually help you tell the story, to create a vibe. So a lot of people think, you know, what's a good, we go to shoots and people are like, oh, I've got a great white wall that we can use for an interview. That is almost always the last thing I will use for an interview piece. It doesn't help create tone. It doesn't help tell a story. If we were going to do a piece here today, which we kind of are, about, you know, the last day of Interchange, the last place I'd want to shoot is that white wall over there. I'd probably use you guys as a background, get my subject here, and, you know, have all this activity going on in the background. So use the background of your interview to help tell the story. So smartphones are great. They shoot in really high quality these days. What they don't do is also act as a tripod to steady up your shot. And that often makes the difference between something that's, you know, really amateur and something that's, you know, looking pretty professional. So find a way to steady up your shot, whether it be, you know, gaffering your iPhone to, you know, a pole or something like that, whether it be, you know, putting it up a ladder, sticking it to a wall with some blue tack. There's some really great toys that you can actually get that I've been playing around with. So there's things like, this is a Gorilla Grip from, I think the brand is Joby, but yeah, these are awesome. They have legs that you can kind of peg up anywhere. So you could like stick that on a langer, you could hang it from the ceiling, you could, you know, hang it over Marike as she's drawing up there. You can do almost anything with these, and they fit, you know, iPhones, iPads, you know, Androids, anything you want. So find something to steady up your shot. Okay, don't use the zoom on your phone. Do it old school, like your grandpa would have done it, and actually step closer to your subject. When you use the zoom on your phone, all it does is it makes that picture bigger, which results in pixels, which looks bad. No pixels, we don't want that. So just get closer into your subject. Okay, light makes a huge difference to how your shot looks. Natural light looks great on smartphones, so if you can, get your subject facing towards a window where the light will be shining onto them, not against a window. They'll end up looking like a silhouette. If you don't have access to natural light, this is again where you can get creative. You know, you can use a desk lamp, cover it over with some baking paper to soften up the shot, not normal paper because that will set on fire and that's bad. But get some baking paper and yeah, use that as a key light. Soften up the shot and light up your subject's face. Again, people give to people who are showing expression and passion through their video. You want to get people's eyes lit up. That's the golden shot, okay? Audio, again, this is another big one where you can tell the difference between a professional level video and something that's really amateur. So by default, if you have nothing else to work with, get as close as possible into your subject to get the best audio. Even better, get a little bit more creative. Use two phones. Use one phone close up to your subject. It might be hanging from the ceiling or something above them. It might be in the corner close to them so that you can use your second phone to get a good shot. Record your audio on the phone that's close to them. Record your video on the other phone. Do a clap so that you can sync up your audio and video later. That way you'll get pretty decent audio on the phone that's close to them and you'll get your great visuals on the second iPhone. Even better, again, there's awesome toys out there. So these are all really accessible as well, like not expensive. So this is called a Rode smartphone. Has anyone heard of these? They plug directly into your smartphone. These will give you almost professional level audio recorded onto your smartphone. You will be able to tell the difference instantly between what you record on this and what you record through this. And yeah, it just plugs directly in, you clip it on your subject and voila, you've got awesome sounding audio. So toys are always fun. Okay, and then final thing on filming a piece to camera, show your energy, your excitement, your passion. People want to see that. They want to see somebody who is excited about their project so that they can get excited about your project. Okay, so that's part one, filming people on camera. The second part is when you bring your story to life through other visuals outside of people on cameras. This is where you can get really creative with things like what we call cutaways. So that's basically, you know, when you see someone in an interview and then they talk about, you know, on the first day of Interchange, and then you'll see some sort of establishing shot of, you know, people walking into Building 11 at UTS. So those are cutaways. With cutaways, you want to be able to have a variety of shots. So establishing shots are those wide ones. You want to get medium ones, people sitting at a desk. And then close-ups of, people expressing their excitement, facial expressions, people shaking hands, people hugging, people high-fiving. You want to get a variety of different types of shots to help you tell your story. Create movement in your cutaways, so you can act as a tripod, hold your thing up, slide along and create some movement. The great thing about smartphones these days is that they do have some image stabilization within the cameras. So you can kind of do really interesting and awesome movements, and they will look quite good. Zoom into your subject, zoom out. I'll show you this in a second. Have some fun with effects. I know that a lot of you are already doing this in your groups because I've seen it in the Facebook group, but there is some awesome time-lapsing apps out there. Time-lapsing is great for intro and outro shots. You might see a sunrise, you might do a time-lapse of people coming into the room. Even if you don't have an iPhone 6 which has the time-lapse app in it, there's this thing called Hyperlapse which was made by Instagram, and that is actually 10 times better than what the iPhone 6 time-lapsing app does. It creates like beautiful, smooth, epic time lapses. I did one the other night. I just put it on my dashboard as I was driving home with the city lights, and it looked amazing. I've watched it like 20 times since then. I was very impressed with my no-effort little video. They're great to show the passing of time. They create momentum and energy in your story. So have some fun with that. Slow motion. Again, you don't have to have an iPhone 6 to do this. There's some great apps such as Coach's Eye and Reaction Slow Motion Pro. They're for Android. So have some fun with that. It's great for showing features. If you're doing a product and you want to show these glorious features about that, slow motion is really good for punctuating that. Okay, and some more toys. So I've talked a little about the audio ones. Talked a little about the grips. There's also these really sweet little lenses that if you really want to have some fun with your smartphone called Olo clips, which go directly onto the corner of your iPhone. They're in the works being made for Android on this one. Not yet up and running, but you can get things like fisheye, which I'm kind of hesitant to use a lot, but you can get wide shots, you can get extreme close-ups. I'll show you all this on the screen in a second. It's heaps of fun. Okay, so at this point, I'm actually going to can I get 2 volunteers, somebody who wants to be a filmer and somebody who wants to be the subject? Okay, so whoever shot their hand up at the back. And okay, I'll get you as a third, you can be helped. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to basically show how, we've got an awesome videographer over here, I think you should join our team, but basically how to frame up a really good interview or piece to camera shot. So we've got, what was your name, sorry?
Hang.
Hang. Nice to meet you, Hang. So Hang is going to be our interview subject. If we want to get Hang in a really good spot, I think I'm going to get you over here. So like I said before, we want to create some atmosphere through the backdrop. So follow Hang. She's a subject. I hate being on camera. I like being behind it. So we've got Hang on screen. We've got, sorry, what was your name? Arpan. So we've got Arpan being our awesome videographer. And what was your name? Lily. So we've got Lily being our interviewer. So stick the camera on Hang. So if you want to stand here, so to frame up an awesome interview shot, we want to keep you static. We want to keep you over here with the backdrop. It's going to be laggy a bit. So how's it looking on there? Yeah, okay, so we want you on there as the backdrop.
I'm not even there, right?
Yeah, no, so you're not on screen. But if we were having Lily interviewing Hang, we'd want Hang over here looking at Lily. We'd want a bit of space in the background. I'm just going to reset the connection because it's... There we go. Ah, great. Okay, so, step to your left a little bit, Hang. So you can kind of see how, and look at Lily. So eyeline over here. When you're doing interviews, you don't want to get your interview subjects to look at the camera because that feels really weird, that they're like, answering questions to you as the viewer, but you haven't asked them anything. A little bit strange. So you want them to be looking slightly off camera over here. Okay, so we might just ask Hang, yeah, you got that. Yeah, so go for it. Yeah, so this is your interview setup for this shot. Go for it.
Hi, Hang. It's an honor to have you here. So I just want to know, how's your day been? How's Interchange this morning?
Oh well, it's been really great. Like we have been so many people.
Okay, I'm going to cut there. First tip for interviewing: when you get your subjects to answer, get them to repeat the question in their answer. So if you ask, what did you have for breakfast today? As the interview subject, you want them to not just say, today I had Wheat Bix. That's a lie. I didn't have anything for breakfast today, but it's bad to say that, so I'm going to lie on that one. So today cool. Okay, yeah, so for breakfast today I had XYZ. So, I don't need to tell you guys have seen the amazing work that Marike has been doing. Another tool that you can use, and which you've already been using, is drawings. Now, you don't have to be as skilled as Marike to be able to effectively tell story through drawings. You could create something in advance, so get a drawing done up, then use your smartphone, do some, and take your audience on a journey through your drawing. So you can, zoom in, you can zoom out, you can do a wide shot, you can zoom in on a subject as you have a voiceover running through, talking them through that journey. So drawings. Okay, has anyone here used Prezi to do a presentation before? Okay, awesome. So you guys already know how to use it. Have you used it to do a video presentation before? Yeah? Okay, so Prezi, as most of you know, is a great tool, alternative to PowerPoint to doing presentations, but you can actually record your Prezi as you're doing it through, and then you can record a voiceover through, and it makes a great explainer/pitch video. I'll post some examples online in the Facebook group of people who've done this really well. Okay, has anyone used Adobe Voice for iPad? Another great one, it comes with a bunch of preset templates, which basically have a bunch of images. You can put your own words in and things like that. You can record a voiceover directly to Adobe Voice, and it's so simple. It will literally take you less than half an hour to come up with something if you have a pre-written script. Okay, and finally, I'm just going to quickly touch on this because there's no way I could cover editing in 1 minute. It would take me like a couple of hours. But basically, when you go into your edit, people are like, oh my gosh, I've got all this footage. What the heck do I do with it? You want to start off creating your narrative using your piece to camera and your interview shots. So if you might go out and get testimonials of, people who are facing this problem that your project is helping solve, you'll, cut those all up into the pieces that you want to get out of that. You'll get your piece to camera, come up with a voice narrative. Don't even look at the shots to start off with. Come up with your story. That will form the outline of your story. From there, you're going to start colouring that in with your cutaways, with, some of these drawings that you might have. You might use stills and things like that. Then you start to lay them over the top of the voice narrative that you've already come up with. From there, that's when you can add all the fancy stuff on at the end, like titles, so you might have someone's name in the corner. You have music, which helps create a little bit more atmosphere, but you do that at the end. Number one is to get your voice narrative down and not even look at the shots. Now, in terms of actual programs, you can edit on your iPhone. It's not super functional, but there are things like iMovie, which is free on iPhones. On Android, there's things like Viva Movie Pro, which is $4. Again, it's not as good as your computer, but it'll get you there. On Macs, obviously, there's iMovie. And then on PC, there's Windows Movie Maker, which is free, and Amosoft Video Editor, which is $35. So a good investment if you're going to keep editing video. And I think that is, editing 101 and video 101 in a snapshot. I will post heaps more resources in the Facebook group because I could talk forever on this, as you can tell. But I'll wrap it up here for today. Thank you very much.
Woo-hoo, thank you.